How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be talking about the San Rafael Swell area, also aka 5 Miles of Hell, and all that area by Green River there, southwest of Green River. It is, they're wanting to once again close shit, and they want, the Bureau of Land Management wants to, have input. Are they going to really take our input? My question is, which one are they leaning on? Because that's what they're probably going to try to do. So, of course, we got Plan A here. This is the PDF files. It goes A, B, C, D. So A is typically, although they don't give you much information here, A is typically how it is now. And this is confusing because you can't really zoom in and see anything here. I mean, I can zoom in, but it's already at 250%. So that's as good as the map. And if you're wondering what the little squares are that like break up trails and roads and what have you, that is state land. Utah is very confusing. Well, all the states have this, but there's state land, little squares out throughout the West. It's state land. Utah has a lot of school board, owns a lot of land through Utah, and it's little squares also. This doesn't distinguish which one it is. It's just, we're going to say it's just state land. They don't even on the breakdown here tell you about this, the school board. But the school board owns a lot of land. It's just another crazy thing in Utah that we found out doing permitting for Rocky Mountain Adventure Riders when we used to do the Moab events. So anyways, this is the legend. We'll scroll over. So the legend is open is green, limited to e-bikes, limited to motorized single track, limited to seasonal, limited to 52-inch. You're supposed to know by the spacing of these lines what they're planning, and it's all the same color. Note that. This map is utterly useless, so, I think they want it to be as hard to read as possible. So this is A. This is what's open up here. This is just northwest of Green River. Green River is right down in there. And yeah, this would be the interstate going through. And there's some little roads alongside the interstate, what have you. That's why there's little stuff. But this is the interstate going through. Green River's right up into that area. And typically we drive down the road. It's paved. And then it's paved going in. See, it's like not easy to distinguish this map and say, oh, this is what they're closing. This isn't what they're closing. It's garbage. Garbage in, garbage out. They're giving us garbage in, and it just makes it really hard. So you really have to know the area. So this is Waterfall Trail, I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I've been there many times, and I have not ridden that one, and I'm pretty sure that's what that one is called. And then we have orange trails in here, VJ trails in here, red is somewhere in here, and 5 Miles of Hell is somewhere in here. Of course, there's some state land that our trails run through, and instead of just showing us where the trails are running, because we don't really care what the state land is, because it doesn't matter. The state goes with whatever BLM says. So it's not like the state is going to be like, oh, hey, we want trails in this little square. Well, they could, but then how are you going to access it, because it's surrounded by Bureau of Land Management land? See, it's kind of stupid, really, that there's the state land. I don't know if that goes back to like mining claims or how exactly that occurred. And if you do know, I do love history and whatnot, let me know. And, I could do a video talking about why the state land is checkered like that throughout. Is it because of mining? Is it because of when they started taking this land back in 1896? Because there's a website. I should have brought that up too for one of the tabs. It's just interesting. It's broken down to little teeny squares. So you zoom in, there's little teeny squares, and you can click on the square. Let's say this one. You click on it, and it will say so-and-so owned that, and talks about their property rights, blah, blah, blah. and a lot of it was like 1895, 1896. I only clicked on a few, and yeah, people owned, and it's in cursive, and you read it, and it's like 300 acres is granted to blah blah blah. So I don't know at what point all this became Bureau of Land Management. It clearly, at one point in our country's founding and rising up, that it was people out here homesteading and claiming land for claims, right? For mining, probably, and just to make a better life for themselves and what have you. And, this is where we're at, where it's public lands. Well, at one time it was all private land. Just saying, just an observation. So, we're fortunate enough to have these trails and all these roads because I'm in it with the Jeeps too. You have all this to explore, but they want to do away with all that. So then it becomes confusing. So we'll go from A to B, or not, yeah, to B. And so this would be their, alternate B. I've only just noticed that they put it right there. Right there. Okay. So alternate B. You can see a lot less is open here for roads. A lot less ATV, single track. I don't know what that is, but that is not on A, so we'll go up to A. A lot of roads. I know there's single track up here and what have you, so I'm not quite understanding this map as we start. So we'll go back down to B, and so you can see that drastically changed. And then we go down to areas where we really care about, the coral cliffs. That looks like that will still be there. And see, you have to swap back and forth. It's so dang confusing. Oh, I don't see the coral cliffs having. So they show roads, so they're going to want to change that to ATV trails. I'm guessing. Because note, the yellow lines are so squished together you can't tell what's single track. They didn't bother using a different color. Let's make single track red. Let's make ATV trails blue. Let's make Jeep roads black or something. Let's kind of make it easy to read. And once again, they didn't do that. I don't know if that's the plan here. And so they want to change the coral cliffs to, looks like, I'm gonna guess that is probably ATV. It's hard to tell with the lines. This is our single track. It looks like some of it is cut out here versus going back to A. See? A lot more. I have an easier way to look at this, but I just want to show you how they present it and how hard it is to look and determine by flipping back and forth. It's not that convenient. Oh, so we go to, this would be C, and here we go. This shows a lot more, I guess, ATV trails. I'm not sure if it's single track. Don't know. Wouldn't assume it is, so let's assume it's ATV trails. I guess that's better than nothing. That seems like C keeps a lot of that stuff up into there. But then we go down here, and so the coral cliffs, it looks like they want part of it to be an ATV trail. I'm guessing something over here that is like ATV trail, I'm guessing. And this is state land, so it would continue to go through. So this is C. C looks pretty good for 5 miles of hill area. This looks to be fine. Looks like they're keeping that. I would actually like to know just X's through stuff. Like, show a map with the different X's. Like, okay, this is B, blah, blah, blah. This is closed with X's. So you could look at it and be like, okay. And then you could flip to a C and see what is closed easily. This is really hard to tell. Like, I want to keep mentioning that because if the Bureau of Land Management sees this video, this is ungodly hard. I don't even know how legally this could be presented to somebody as a, hey, pick from which one here. I don't know what half this is. I know there's a thing called Behind the Reef. Is that this over here? I'm guessing that's supposed to be open because big section of state land taking it out. Can't tell. You can't tell. Was it on the other one? See, that's something I missed. And that's a very popular trail. Yeah, it's on that one. Okay. So it looks like C is decent for us harder riders. That's all seems to be there. Plus some stuff up here that would be switched to. Maybe we would check out something there. It's kind of weird, these random little areas, but okay. And I think that's behind the reef. Correct me if I'm wrong. So now we'll go to D. D looks like a lot more stuff open up here. Roads and trails. Okay, that seems legit. And some stuff there. Something over here. There, the coral cliffs look like it's still a road, but it looks like there's this big long trail thingy here, which wasn't on the others. Now was it? See, this is where you have to go back and forth. Okay, there's some stuff, but not as long. So it's like they're turning something into, instead of a road, it will be ATV, I'm guessing. Once again, I gotta speculate because we don't know due to the line dashes, spacing, and width and length and all that. We don't know. So it looks like there'll be some stuff out in here. Okay. That looks fine. I mean, I would honestly go with alternative D, but I can't guarantee my vote would be for D until like they did D and show me the X's of what they removed out of here. Because that looks like there's still a lot of stuff, right? Am I reading this correct? Like the green lines aren't closure. No, it says open. And then that's where we get confused. Limited to e-bikes. Like nothing's for e-bikes. That's kind of funny. Anyways, if you have an e-bike, go out there and ride it, man. It does no more damage than a bicycle, and the bicycle guys are going to yell at me. I know. It depends on the person and the throttle and what they're doing. You guys on, e-bikes are the pedal assist, so it's not really, that's not going to do any more damage. It really doesn't. I mean, you already done damage to have a trail there, right? It's burned in. It's not going to get any worse. You look at the motorcycle trails, they've been the same year after year. 10 years of going to ride 5 miles of hill. It's basically the same trail. There's little differences, but not like you would think because there's power. No, there isn't. But anyways, I digress. Yeah, so, it looks like the various ones. Some trails up in here, I'm not really quite sure what that is about. And this is where you would need somebody that's local to the area and could tell you, okay, that's still there, that's there. Yeah, I mean, assuming this isn't, there's not a lot being lost here, then I don't see an issue. This looks like it's still on there. That's behind the reef is right there. So if that's green, okay. What is it on A? So we'll go back to A. This is the last time I'm flipping. I want to show you the other thing I made. So A is showing that is being single track. So right now, or ATV, whatever it might be. So they're saying they're going to make it into a road? Is that what that's saying? Oh yeah, that's also something I should know. Here, we'll go to the thing I made. So we'll go to here and A, B, C, D. This is what I made for 5 miles of hell so we could quickly look at it and try to understand what's being changed. So my understanding, A would be what is there now, and what D would be they're going to make that a road and then turn that a road coming down with a little extra dangly. I mean, isn't that going to cost money? Or is D how it is? See, I don't know, but these things are being passed around, and the groups are trying to do their best, and I get it, but it gets so confusing. So D shows this is roads and this is single track. There's a lot of stuff non-existent on B. Definitely don't want B. And then A is also a lot less stuff. So they might make some of this ATV. I'm going to guess it's going to be mostly ATV that they make. So they make this ATV. They make, well, that looks somewhat same. It's like they're going to get rid of that. Why? Some of this I don't understand why they're going to get rid of, and that leads into practicality. This is in the middle of nowhere. Have you ever been out there? It's literally nothing out there. So it means if you start closing a lot of stuff, what people will do is they'll say, "Oh, there's a canyon over here. I'll just go in here and I'll just." It's canyons. You're not going to know people are there. I'm not suggesting people do that, but I'm also looking at a realistic standpoint of human beings, right? We're going to go ride the area probably anyways. And if you're like, "Oh, they'll catch you," it's a vast area. Okay, so instead of parking maybe right here at campsite and riding in, or right at the trailhead up here, somewhere up here is the 5 Miles of Hell trailhead. Instead of doing that, oh, I will just go and park over at the end of this, and unload and go ahead and just go ride, because everyone has the GPX files. At this point, everyone has GPSs and our smartphones in our pocket are that. And we all have probably these files are all over the internet. Are you really going to ever stop people from going to ride any of these trails? Are you? And now I know people say, but if they close it and you ride it anyways, that makes us the bad people. Does it? I mean, they're illegally closing public trails, and there's no garbage out there. There's no garbage out there. And there's very few people. Even all the people that go ride this single track in a year isn't really that many, because it takes a certain level of a rider to go out there and ride these trails. Now, yeah, it has increased a little bit, but more people are riding, more people are going out and exploring. Thank COVID for that. Thank China for that. People went out there and they bought RVs. People went out and bought tents, and people went and bought Sprinter vans and converted them, and they're going out there and they're riding and they're buying the ATVs and side-by-sides and dirt bikes and adventure bikes and what have you. They're going and exploring. That's just what people have learned over the last 3 or 4 years, that, hey, I'm going to go out and live my life because life is short, right? The next thing in the air might come and take you out, and we don't know when that will be. So I'm going to go live life now. I'm going to go ride areas. I'm going to go explore. And I just don't see the practicality of trying to close any of this stuff. So, I mean, I guess C looks okay too, because I guess we would get this, and then that would connect into Waterfall Trail, which I haven't done, which would be kind of nice if you kind of could connect here. I'm guessing it's all on Jeep roads anyways, because those are Jeep roads. Now, I'm not a Jeep person, so are those good Jeep roads? Because I don't want to take from the Jeeps. Why? I'm on their side. They should be on our side for the dirt bike stuff. Let us have separate areas, and I don't want to be riding on what was their trails just because I get a little more single track. I don't want that either, So anyways, I made this, and there you go. You can look at it. If you're just 5 Miles of Hell worried, it looks, for the most part, let's be honest, even this, how are they going to enforce anything in there? I'm just being realistic with you. Let's be realistic in life, And so here's their other map. It sucks. This is their interactive map online. You can zoom out. And so this is the 5 Miles of Hell area. I don't know which one's which. It says alternate B closed, alternate C limited motorized single track, alternate D limited to 66 inches. Oh, see, that's what I knew. I clicked on the others, and so they want 66 inches on this, or single track. I don't know what trail this is, so I could not tell you, like, oh wait, that's a bad idea. Here's another one: closed, limited to 66 inches, or open. I don't know. I don't know what trail that is. Which one is known as 5 Miles of Hell? It's one of these. I thought it was kind of like a loop, so I don't really know. You're not going to make these trails 66 inches. That's not going to happen. So single track, single track. So this might be 5 miles of hell here. It's so confusing, like trying to figure this out, because we don't know any of these trails by their numbers. Because like you click on this, this is 837. 837. Okay, let's click on that one. I'm just trying to show you 848. These are the trail numbers. Do you know the trail number? We know them as Orange Trail, Red Trail, VJ Trail, 5 Miles of Hell. Is there a blue? There might be a blue. I don't remember. I've mainly only ever went up. You touch VJ Trail, you hit Red Trail, you get onto 5 Miles of Hell, and then you pop out somewhere and you then come out and you take the road back down, or you can go through if you want, back down all the way to here, to camping / staging area. Or a lot of people that just ride 5 miles of hill get off at exit 131, I think it is. I think it's right here. Come down, park at the trailhead. There's a trailhead for 5 miles of hill, and then just go do 5 miles of hill. I personally have always done a big loop. It's like 60, 70 miles. I got yelled at last time because the group was like, oh my God, I'm so wore out. I don't know. That's how you know if you're ready for 5 miles of hell when you get to it. I don't know, it makes it funner. Thus, I haven't done Waterfall Trail right here, but you see little breaks in the lines. I mean, what does that mean? Does that mean it's not state? I mean, I see the dots here. Let's zoom in. See the dots, so I'm guessing, yeah, see Waterfall Trail. So you have to zoom way in. Okay, they're learning something here as we go. So let's zoom way in. Do we get names for this? Escape route. That's one of the escape routes. Okay. 5 miles of hell. Here's 5 miles of hell. Boom, boom, boom. 5 miles of hell. Escape route. That's the other escape route. 5 miles of hell. 5 miles of hell. Going all the way down, and then bam. Lone Man Trail. Okay, so if you zoom way in on this map, you can start seeing things. Okay, well, but that makes it hard because I can't see overview, right? Jesus Christ. Oh. Now let's zoom in some of these other areas. Red Trail. Here's Red Trail. Red Trail is pretty epic. Blue Trail, Orange Trail. Zoom in on these. VJ Trail. There we go. VJ Trail. Okay, cool. Orange Trail. All the way down here. So yeah, Orange Trail I think is quite long. I've never done Orange Trail in its entirety. I should go do that. See, and then there's this like little red one here. So what, you're allowed to go ride this? Because technically you could go ride that. Seems pointless, but okay. Yeah. So anyways, that's basically the various maps. Oh, this map you can go and get. It's a PDF map. This is by Emory County. It was kind of hard to find, but this was their map because I was looking for a paper map. So you have everything here, which the legend is totally different for this. Just here we go. Here's the routes. Trail, the red ones are non-motorized. Motorized are just black dots. But it's single track. That makes sense. These ones make sense, right? So black dots are motorized. Single track. And you can see all the single track that is northwest of Green River. And then you go down. So southwest. So it goes really far north into there. But anyways, you go down. There's the swells. Okay. Got your motorized single track, and then apparently other single track. I didn't even know there was all this non-motorized single track, because you never see anyone out there. It's so remote. I mean, this is a dangerous place if it's hot. You just, yeah, it's dangerous. So anyways, that is pretty much the maps, everything I have. Definitely speak out. I guess vote on which one you think is best. I would say C or D. By looking at this, if I'm worried about just 5 miles of hell, I'd say C or D. That's what I want. But I have a feeling they probably want B, because that looks like it closes the most stuff. So I'm going to guess they're going to probably opt for B. What are the Rangers looking at? And by them, I mean the BLM Rangers. They're probably looking at B. Just my guess. But I would say don't fret, because the stuff is so remote. I really don't understand what they're going to do. They're going to spend a lot of money, like, what, putting up signs, fences? I mean, you're talking millions and millions of dollars and lots of man hour to do stuff, and they're not going to have them. They don't have the man hour to, like, patrol all this area anyways. So maybe they patrol the first few years, and then it'll slowly be like, because we don't have the man hour, we don't have the budget. Hopefully we get somebody in administration that changes this stuff and stop these closures. Stuff has been closed for wilderness and what have you already. We don't need more wilderness, because if you go by what wilderness is supposed to be, humans haven't touched it. All this humans have touched. Oh, but we're doing it to protect the environment. Well, you know what? This earth is going to be here long after we are all gone. I've said it before and I'll say it again. So moving a little bit of dirt ain't going to hurt anything. You know what? I really wish somebody would start, like, suing to close hiking trails. You want real wilderness? No one in there. That's wilderness. Wilderness where, I can still go in on, like, hike in with a pack and stuff and have a trail. That's not wilderness. Wilderness, in the purest sense, is wilderness. No one in. Leave it be. You don't need to go in. You can see trees elsewhere. You can see rocks elsewhere. You can see water and waterfalls and formations. You don't need to go into these wilderness areas. I wish we would turn the tables and start suing to have hiking trails closed. Taste of their own medicine. You're hurting the grass. You're hurting the soil. And I've seen hikers leave a lot of trash, so don't say you don't. Your people do, especially the ones with the dogs, leaving the poop bags everywhere. They magically get picked up and thrown away? No, somebody's doing that. Oh, but I'll get that on my way back. And they never do. People. Anyways, y'all take care, stay well, stay safe, and hopefully this helped you out a little bit of what's going on. Y'all take care.